Hello, welcome back to our next episode. Wait, I don't know, cut. Welcome back to another episode of Conartists podcast. So I'm Sarah,
And I'm Sherms.
and today we'll be talking about games. So what games we grew up with, what games you're currently playing, and maybe how it affected our current art and how we kind of balance our artist life and our games timing. Like where do we find time to play games and stuff like that?
I feel like our game like how to say like our game preferences is a lot similar to like our anime preferences.
Not really. Like
okay, so what kind of games do you like play?
Okay, like we were talking about Pokemon in the previous episode, right? So I played a lot of Pokemon growing up when I was younger. So we will have like the emulator. Is it emulator? On the desktop? And we'll play like, you know Pokemon got so many. There's like red, blue, yellow, diamond, sapphire, crystal. What can you come up with, right? So is there a rainbow one?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So I played a lot of Pokemon growing up, and it was really fun. I will go all the way to the Elite Four kind. Like I must complete it, and it's always really fun. Like I remember like certain versions they have tree houses. Do you remember?
Tree houses?
Yeah. So like you can enter the tree and you
yeah.
can build your own.
It's like your
house.
own hideout.
Yeah, you can buy like beds
Secret hideout.
and stuff.
Secret base.
Secret base. And I really enjoyed that because I like to customize stuff.
Oh, so your very first like proper game is
Probably
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
I think for me as well, but I started quite young. I always had a console somewhere. It was either like a Game Boy or I had a Genesis. I had a Genesis, but then after that I think my cousin took it because I think I'm not very sure, but I remember I was playing Genesis a lot at my cousin's place. So I was playing a lot of Sonic. Yeah, I was playing a lot of Sonic.
Oh, that's interesting. I never played Sonic, I think. But I did watch some of it on TV.
Cartoons?
Think so.
Like, I've never seen Sonic cartoons on
Serious?
TV before.
I think, it's probably a cartoon, right?
I'm not very...
Yeah.
I know that there are some hardcore Sonic fans, but...
Yeah. So, then after Pokemon, because I have two older brothers, of course, I just follow whatever they're playing first. So we had like when we were like younger, we had this huge PC in the middle of a living room, and we would all share it. Cause back then there's no like laptops or anything. And then they started playing Gunbound. Have you heard of Gunbound?
Yeah.
So it's like a shooting game. So you can choose your own like bots, like, and then it's like basically a team versus team shooting game. Yeah, it's kind of like Worms, but a bit more interactive, and you get to choose your different bots because there's like Ice Bot and like Boomer. Then there's the Grug one where you shoot balls. Yeah, so there's a lot of different versions of like machines that you could use. Yeah.
I know Gunbound was very popular with the Southeast Asia like community, gaming community. It was like Gunbound.
Is it from Korea?
I'm not very sure.
I can't remember, but yeah.
I know it was like Gunbound, Maple Story. These were like the
so
the
that's
ones.
my childhood. Gunbound and Maple Story.
Oh, I was very into console, so I played a lot of Game Boy games. Then I went into like PS1. I was very into console, so I played like a lot of JRPGs.
Oh, okay.
From PS1.
Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy I played like 6, starting from 5 or 6. Then so there was a lot, like there was Suikoden, there was some I can't remember, but they were all like very old and probably not very popular games because from where I was living at last time, there was a lot of bootlegged games. So it was literally just in the middle of the street, and then they had there was just a table set up, and then it was just CDs. I'm sure many of you guys have experienced it also, whereby it was just this guy, and then he had burned games onto the CD. So they were all it was pretty much bootleg pirated games, and then you just flip through.
Oh wow!
You just flip through
I didn't know they
their
had
library.
that in Singapore.
Yeah, they did. It was quite a long time ago. Then it was the same with pirated DVDs and CDs.
Yeah.
So sometimes they were selling both, like movies and games.
Okay.
Yeah. So you would flip through the catalog, and then if you see something that you like, they might have it in stock, or you wait for them to burn it for you. So that was pretty much my childhood. So I could play a lot of different types of games.
Oh, I see. Yeah, mine was basically RPGs. Yeah, so Gumball, and I'm a very competitive gamer. Not the professional gamers, but I'm very competitive. Once I start a game, I want to be really good at it if possible. So Gumball, back then I will reach one of the higher ranks, and then I will always play until I'm better than my brothers, that kind. Yeah, so I get quite obsessive when I play PC games. Yeah, so every time after school we will take turns a few hours to play our games. And then that was when I think I played Gumball when I was 10 to 12. And then when I was 12, they started Maple Story. So I also followed.
I think we all had a Maple Story phase.
Yeah, but it was so fun. It really felt like you were teleported into another world.
Were you the kind that would go into LAN shops and play with friends?
I
was the kind that would go to LAN shops and play.
I think when I was young, I was quite not antisocial, but I wasn't that sociable. Yeah, I like to play at home in the comforts of my own home, and I don't think I had many friends that went to LAN as well. Yeah, and then also it takes money.
Oh, that's true. I saved up my pocket money to go with friends. Yeah, because my house there was only one computer in the house.
Yes.
And
same.
it was
split between three of us.
Yeah, it was split between me and my brother, and my brother had needed the computer more. I think for school and stuff. So yeah, I went to LAN shops quite a bit last time.
I think I was very thrifty. Okay, apart from buying manga, right? I was very thrifty as a child because LAN shops takes money, and then when you play Maple Story or any games, right? You can purchase what's it called, the cards.
It's
prepaid cards.
Prepaid cards.
Yeah, so a lot of people it's pay to play, right? So back then there's no such thing as gacha or what, right? But then there's prepaid cards.
I think you use those
to put into your game. You have this barcode or code at the back of the prepaid card, and you kind of put cash into your game to buy accessories, to buy your
cosmetic items, basically,
your hair, or more powerful items and stuff like that. So it's kind of if you currently play let's say Wild Rift, you buy a new skin, but you just automatically pay through your Apple Pay or whatever right now. Back then we had to buy physical cards from where? Comics Connection.
Then there was a period of time 7-Eleven had some also.
Oh yeah.
That was the start of 7-Eleven started bringing in Maple Story cards and iTunes cards.
Yeah, so I think I didn't have a lot when I was younger. Your pocket money is not a lot. So I didn't dare to spend on all of these, I just work really hard on my games, earn a lot of the in-game gold in order to purchase the items. Yeah, so I always look at my friends who could afford these cards. I was like, wow, they must be rich.
I didn't really buy the cards.
Yeah.
So you speak of Gumball, right? But I was also very into Gumball. But there was also one more I was playing that was also on PC, and it was called O2 Jam.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember.
It sounds very familiar.
O2 Jam was a music
Is it
rhythm
like
game.
Audition?
Audition was after.
So I was very into Audition.
Yeah, Audition was arrow keys.
Yeah.
But O2 Jam was your
Space.
keyboard keys. So and then there were like there were 6 keys instead of the 4. So yeah, that was what started me into really liking rhythm games in general. So then so after that I've always liked rhythm games. So I went on from O2 Jam to like DJ Max, the Korean game for the PSP. And then
I love DJ Max, but I couldn't afford a PSP.
so yeah, it was like DJ Max, and then I started realizing that Japan has like an entire community around
Rhythm
music games, music rhythm games. So then there was like DDR also.
Oh yes, yeah.
There was DDR. There was Para Para also.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So those are the ones that you can play in arcades, right? Yeah.
So at that time I was hugely into arcades. Then then after that nowadays when I'm in Japan I play like Chunism. I don't really play my very often, but yeah. So that's basically the reason why I'm very into music rhythm games. Like on my phone I have Citus.
Oh yes. I get bored of rhythm games
Really?
quite quickly. So
I'm the
like,
kind that must 100%
I'm the type that I
everything.
will borrow from my friends a while. Like if I see them they have, I'll play for a while. But I wouldn't like specifically go and own it. But I was extremely into Audition. So after my Maple Story phase, I went into Audition.
I didn't play Audition because at that time the purist in me was like, oh, this is like an O2 Jam ripoff. No, actually I was it wasn't O2 Jam. I thought that it was a DDR ripoff.
But I had a lot of fun playing Audition because like I made friends. Because like okay, like my competitive spirit, right? So like I would want to get good at something. So I chose this Audition. There's like different play styles, right? And then you create rooms and then you wait for people to come in and then you battle against each other. And then there was the I would say the most difficult team was called B-Boy 8. Do you remember? So it's instead of 4 keys, it's 8 keys.
Okay.
And then you have to memorize the keys. So they will show you for a few seconds, then you memorize the keys and you type the 8 keys out. So I was like very good at that. But it was a very niche. It was a very, very niche game room, like team. So when I played, right, it's always the same few people. Only the same few people will play. Then we got to know each other. Like I think I met maybe 1 or 2 people through Audition as well.
Was there like Singapore servers?
Maybe.
Or
Probably
more like
SEA servers.
I didn't really play Audition, but I played Stepmania, which is basically DDR, but then for the PC. And then like you know nowadays people play Osu. So it's like another rhythm game. But the thing about Osu that's very cool is that you can put your own songs.
Oh,
and then with like the beat maps, which is like user created. That means people create the arrows and stuff that
and
to the beat.
Audition was from Korea, right? That's why there's like a lot of Korean songs like Weezer, I remember. And back then like K-pop wasn't a thing at all. So like I think to be able to like expose yourself to Korean music through Audition was quite like interesting.
I think O2 Jam was Korean also. Because I remember there were Korean
so many
songs.
games are from Korea, but back then like there wasn't a K-wave.
At that time it was a C wave for us.
Oh yes, Mando Pop.
It was a huge C
and
wave.
J-pop probably. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. And then I think, but still, Maple Story I feel was a really, really great game. Like I don't see much JRPGs. It's not J, right?
It's
RPGs like that anymore.
It's not J, I think.
It's not J. Yeah, like it has such a huge world, and it's so immersive, right? And then they constantly build different worlds. From like there's the thief, the thief town. I can't remember the names, but they have like the undergrounds of the worlds. You can climb up and down ladders, and then they built the forest, and then I remember very vividly they started building the water world where like you can swim.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then I was like so mind blown as a
Water
child.
level.
The water level, right? And then they always have like quests where you have to like jump like many. It's like Jump King, but in Maple Story, you have to jump like 100 levels and stuff like that.
I've only like played it for a little bit during the boom, but then after that I didn't really get too into it until I started pay. I didn't pay or pay for cards or anything.
I also didn't really pay. Yeah, I still remember the name of the money. The currency is called mesos.
Oh, I can't remember it.
Like when I start a game, right, I'm like very engrossed.
Now, are you playing any like PC games? No.
No, because I don't have PC anymore.
Yeah. So now you're just currently playing.
Currently, I am playing similar. I'm playing WoW Rift, League of Legends on my iPad. So now I've proceeded into iPad games because I don't have PC and I don't think my laptop can contain any more games right now because I mainly use it for designing and putting all my design and art files. So iPad is so easy to bring around. I can bring it home, I can bring it to my studio, I can play anytime. And so I mainly focus on iPad games, which is League of Legends. And then I used to play... I was very obsessed with Ark Knights when COVID hit, right? COVID hit, you just want to find something to pass your time. And every day I was just playing Ark Knights.
Okay. I never really got into Ark Knights. I think I didn't like the
gameplay.
Yeah, I didn't like the gameplay. I usually avoid games that have tactics. So those top-down tactic stuff.
I usually don't really play them, but like the characters are really good. They have very good storyline, and then like it's quite cool. Like the different characters have different skills and whatnot. And I enjoy like strategic games, things that you kind of need to think a bit.
Between Maple Story and like this current iPad stuff, right? Was there like another gaming phase, or was that basically like your history?
Yeah, I don't have much history because I don't have console games. And if it's console games, I'll usually be over at a friend's house. I really enjoy like Overcooked. Like games like
party
that.
games.
Like party games, yeah. Or like Mario Kart and stuff. What about you?
I'm to this day I'm still very into games. Yeah, so I've always had a console growing up. Yeah, I had an Xbox 360 and like PS1 to PS4.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I didn't really play much Xbox games. They were mostly like my brother. But yeah. So I played a lot of JRPG. So like Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts. Till this day, I'm still playing them. And I think there was a period where when I first started owning a PC of my own. I started getting into first-person games, so I was playing a lot of BioShock. I was playing BioShock 2 and BioShock Infinite, which is to this day still one of my favorite games. I
don't know. Like I only know like Valorant and PUBG, but I've never played them.
I've played Valorant also, but not like until. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I didn't really get into it. What I got into was Overwatch. I was obsessed with Overwatch.
Is it like a shooting?
Yeah, it's a
like team versus team.
Yeah, so it's like 6v6.
I love team versus team. That's why I like WoW Rift. Yeah, then you get to pick different characters and you get to try out different skills and see what suits you, see what you're good at. And personally, I really like long ranged characters.
Okay.
Or like mage. Yeah.
So you're always like the DPS.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm always like the free person. That means like I'm okay to do any. So like healer, tank or DPS.
I'm very bad tank. Very very bad tank because like I never know how much I can tank, so I don't dare to go. Yeah.
For me, I started getting very into Overwatch because as I mentioned, I was very sick for a period of time. So I was at home very often. And then I needed a distraction to while I was healing.
Yeah.
So I...
sometimes you just want to be obsessive over something.
Yeah. So I had a friend who was already quite into Overwatch. So when I first joined, then she let me into her group of gaming friends. That's the group of gaming friends that brought me to GameStart. Yeah. So then from there I was obsessed with the game. I think for like 3 years. Yeah, we would just constantly play until like 3-4 a.m. at night.
It's really, really nice to have like a group of friends where you can just get together and like not think about anything else and just have fun.
Yeah.
And I miss that because I used to have that when I was younger, and right now, I don't have the time to do so. And like, if I want to play game, I rather just play on my own. Like I'll always solo queue on like Wild Rift and then play on my own, because when you get to this stage of life, it's very hard to find like fellow like friends that are as interested as in a game as you, and then like every night you get together. Yeah, so I think it's so nice to like have that. It's something that I miss a lot.
It's a bit harder to be able to have that connection, I feel, because there's a lot of like stranger danger now.
Yeah.
And
last time you can just like make friends online, and then you're like, hey, you want to meet at my school or like under my blog or something.
It's even I think last time there used to be like this cosplay forum, right? And then
okay, yes, I know about it.
And then so we will make friends there, and then we would just show up at the convention and they'll be like, hey, you're this so and so, and then, oh yeah. And then to this day, right, like I literally attended a wedding of like a couple that I used to know, and then like now they are very good friends with me. Like I still go over and play board games with them. So yeah,
I think now it's all through Instagram. Right, you meet friends through Instagram or TikTok. We meet friends through our art now instead of gaming.
That's true.
Conventions, I guess. Yeah, so like different phases of life you'll find
but I think
different things to bond over.
Yeah, I guess you can say it is also easier to meet people, but in a way I feel like it's also harder because now that social media is so interactive that anybody can meet anybody, which is the dangerous.
Yeah, that's true. But so far I haven't had very bad experiences, luckily.
I probably did, but like I put it at the back of my mind. I don't I don't think about it anymore.
Oh, and then recently I started getting playing D&D, Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
So I've been playing with a smaller group with my best friend. Her husband is the dungeon master, and then three other of their friends. So
how do you
did
enjoy
it
it?
twice. It's quite fun. Like I think the start's a bit slow, right? Like a D&D session is so long. I think our sessions are usually like 8 hours.
Oh wow, that is quite long.
Maybe 6 to 8 hours.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. And I did it twice, and I find the pre-game like prepping and creating a character very fun.
Oh, okay.
Because my favorite part of playing a game is like Sims, right? You create your own character. Like I really like character customizations and stuff like that. I think that's the most fun part of the game.
Oh,
do you? Because it's a bit like drawing. You're like making.
But it's very weird because I have played like board games and games where like you choose your own adventure kind of thing. And I've tried D&D also. But honestly, I don't really like the customizing part.
Oh really?
Yeah, I like the when I'm in the world and I can make my decisions kind of thing, but I didn't really like the customization part. Maybe it's because I don't really understand it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I found it a bit troublesome. But
yeah.
And then like
I think you need to have a good DM to like guide you through everything. Yeah, like my friend, my best friend's husband Brian, he's the DM. So he you can tell he's very passionate about it. So he will like, hey, are you free for a call? Let's like create a character together. Tell me the story behind your character, and I will help to like make the entire world around all the characters. So he will give us opportunities to like portray our storylines and stuff like that
that's
too.
good.
Yeah, so D&D, I think it's important to have like a good DM. So he'll go through our backstories, and I think I enjoy like creating a backstory for my character and then finding the chance to like kind of surprise people. Yeah, so like I think that my first session, because I'm still new to it, so I didn't know how to like communicate much, and like I didn't have much opportunities to like, you know, like showcase my character, or you know, like my airtime was quite low. Yeah, because I'm not as outspoken, like I don't know what to say, I don't know how to role play well either. But towards the end it was quite funny because we had like the big bad boss. Yeah, and he's called Reynard. And then I was playing this male archer. So he's actually modeled after like an archer that I really enjoy playing in League.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then once this boss Reynard came out, right, we were supposed to fight him. But then once, cause Brian, right, the DM, he would make 3D, like he has a 3D printer, so he will print out the characters according to our design. And then he also printed out like the boss, and like he has the castle and all that. So yeah, once I saw the Reynard, I was like, wow, he's damn daddy. He was wearing like this skull armor. Then I was like, whoa. That was like, because our game has been progressing too well, like we were defeating all the monsters like too well, everything was going too well. I was like, I'm gonna try and add a twist to this story.
Okay.
So I kind of, because I had like this drow talk, like dark elf, I was a dark elf, so I could speak drow to the boss, the evil boss, and then all my other teammates would not understand. So how we did this was, I messaged him on my phone. I messaged the DM on my phone, right? I was like, how much gold would you give me if I killed my teammate? And then the DM messaged me back, I will give you much more than gold if you do. I was like, oh. Yeah, then I betrayed them, and from then on I was called the betrayer.
I guess D&D is very interesting because you can twist things around, and then you either be loved or hated by your entire team.
I just wanted to create something funny for everyone to remember, and then it did lah. Everyone just kind of very wary of me right now.
I feel like physical games like D&D is very fun because especially with like pandemic and stuff. Like I play board games with my friends quite often. So you play things like Arkham. I'll put a picture here.
I love board games too.
I really like board games. And then because they add like a physical element, and like what you say, your DM will like print out the thing. Yeah, so
more immersive.
So that's currently like what I've been playing recently. Also, a lot of board games and a lot of card games. But at the end of the day, I still really like, you know, being at home and then like
having
being
your own time,
immersed in a story. Like what I said previously about how I don't really like to custom my characters and stuff, because I think for me, as much as I like creating my own characters for art, I guess you can say sometimes I like to take a break and experience other people's characters.
I guess so, yeah.
So I just had this revelation also. So I like to be immersed in other people's stories.
That's cool too. Oh my gosh, that reminds me, like, do you play otome games?
Yes, I do. One of my favorites is Amnesia.
I rarely ever play them because, like, you know, I find them a bit like too dry. But then there was this period I was like quite obsessed with Mystic Messenger.
Oh, I think we
right? There
also
was
had a
this
Mystic
boom,
Messenger
right?
phase.
I think that was right after I broke up with my first ex.
Oh, okay.
So it's like you got something else to like focus on, right? Then it was quite funny.
The only thing for Mystic Messenger for me was that I was very into it as well, but I wish that it was in a language that I could understand. Because it was in Korean.
Subbed?
It was
in Korean,
subbed.
but it was subbed.
It was subbed, but the thing is, I couldn't. I wish that I knew what the voice actor was saying.
Okay.
Because at that time, and I guess still now, I don't really understand the Korean, like the intonations between their languages. So I couldn't really get into it. But I still had a lot of fun.
My
with
goodness, I remember like waking up at 3 a.m. just to pick up their calls.
I know, same.
I was like, why? But it was very interesting because at first I didn't know how MM worked. So I didn't get into it. But it was only after I had another friend who I knew through Japanese class that she explained to me how it worked. And then I was like, oh no. And then I started becoming a bit obsessed.
It's the whole calling thing that's very different.
I was like, if I wasn't into the game, I would find people playing it damn weird. But yeah. Yeah.
So like what I was saying, I was so into immersive gameplay. So that means that I was very into RPG or JRPG. Yeah, so I enjoy even like what I mentioned, like BioShock, where they just drop you into this world and then you're supposed to find out what's happening. So things like I really enjoy Okami. I really, really recommend everybody to play Nier, the Nier series, or at least Nier Automata. Like, it was probably it blew my mind. Nier Automata, the way they did everything. Basically, Yoko Taro is amazing. The creator of the game. So if you really want to be immersed in a story, you should really, really play Nier Automata. I can't recommend it enough.
I think the sad thing about like me not having a PC, I think I stopped playing PC games since probably when like I didn't have my brothers helping me with PC and like downloading games. So it's like I stopped having that phase. But wow, now that you say like talk about it, it makes me miss that a lot. Because when you play PC games, you really like just delve into another world, and then you just feel like you're in a surreal place. Yeah, like when you're playing MapleStory, you really feel like you're in that world. Yeah,
maybe
and
it's time
like
for
that.
you to invest in.
I don't have the time, you know.
Or like, I don't know, a Switch or something maybe.
But Switch so small, how to immerse yourself?
I mean, you can connect it to the TV and then that's
But
the reason why it's called a
about,
Switch.
Because like you know, my brothers all married. Like alone, like I wouldn't have the motivation to start a game alone like that anymore. I think it's just like it's pass.
I think for me, it's the reason why I play. Like,
I just don't have the motivation anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. So I just only can play like iPad games that don't take up too much of my time. Yeah.
It's a struggle to. I mean, I enjoy playing games a lot, but it is a struggle to juggle.
Us to like juggle our business and our game playing time, right? So yeah, what I do right now, like my daily schedule is usually I'll be in the studio from like 12 to 7. And then so before I come to the studio, I'll play like 1 or 2 games at home. Like one game is usually about 30 minutes for a while riff. And then have my coffee while I'm playing my game. Come into the studio until 7. When I go back, you know, I'll have dinner, watch a bit of TV with my mom, and I'll play another few games. Yeah, so I can't really get too engrossed into like a PC game right now. I think even if I have a PC, I don't think like I think my mental state is just different already. I don't have the childlike like passion for games anymore, which is so sad.
I feel like if you enjoy customization and don't want to have so much like you don't want to invest too much time in it, I think Animal Crossing, I think you might like Animal Crossing.
Everyone was so into Animal Crossing, but maybe because I don't have a Switch, but like I don't know, I think I might be bored. Like later the Animal Crossing people hate me, but yeah.
The thing about Animal Crossing is that it's a bit weird to see and understand if you haven't played an Animal Crossing
but I
game
don't have the
before.
patience to like farm.
You don't. There's
Is
no
it?
farming
There's
in the
no
game.
farming.
There is no
what
farming
do you
in the
do?
game.
Like, how do you earn money and pay people?
It's a bit difficult to explain.
Okay, yeah. See,
But-
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's something because I've played
What you
a lit.
pick fruits?
I guess
That's how I
at the
remember.
start. At the start, I mean, you pick fruits. And
You
stuff. But
fish.
basically, the entire point is you can customize everything about the game.
Mm.
So you have an entire plot of land that you can do
Mm.
anything.
I think that's too much responsibility as well.
I was very into it. Then I had
I know there were so many, like especially during COVID.
a lot of artist friends went
Everybody went into it, but I don't have, so I had to go. I was finding something to obsess over, and I found Out Nights. And also, like I played Brawl Stars for quite a few years as well. Yeah.
Because for me, I don't really get into gacha games as much. I mean, I played Genshin for a while, until it got to a point where I didn't care about the story anymore. That I realized that I was skipping through cutscenes, and then I realized that maybe like I shouldn't spend too much time playing it if I'm not very interested in the story. I love the characters a lot. Like I literally went in the other day just to get Ito from a character in Genshin.
Oh yeah, I don't play Genshin.
And then I just logged out. Like I have Ito, but I have no motivation or
Oh yeah, Genshin is such a
to
huge
continue
thing
the
right
story.
now. Yeah, I can't. If I go into Genshin, then my life is over.
And that's it.
That's it. No time, no money. But
Do you have any upcoming games or whatever that you might be interested in that you might want to try?
I have no idea because like I really don't research that much into games.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think because for me when I like you know how I get obsessed over certain things, like how when I say I'm obsessed with a certain manga, I know exactly who the mangaka is.
Yeah, you'll find out all the details.
Then I know
behind.
who the studio behind this anime is. So I know like studios and like the creators of games.
Yeah.
So like how I'm very into Nier. So I'm a fan of Yoko Taro's works. So that's why when he comes out with a new game, I'm interested in it. That kind of thing. So I guess it's just maybe you're not very interested in the whole like scene. That's why you're not very.
I used to be more interested when I was younger. Yeah, with like people leading me, I guess, like my brother. So like right now alone, like it's not something that I'm very focused on. It's something to kind of like distress after a long day of work. Yeah, it's not something that I want to go and be too engrossed over right now.
Oh, never
Yeah,
mind.
because,
I'll
right,
influence you.
No, because like there was one time that I actually deleted Wild Rift off my iPad because I was getting too like frustrated or excited to the point that it was affecting my work.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was when I decided, okay, I need to delete this game for a while. And then when work got better, then I went back to download it. And now I'm quite like balanced. Right
I
now.
guess at the end of the day, you still have the balance, because I will obsess over a game. I will play for hours. Like Monster Hunter Worlds, I've been playing for so long. I have like 600-700 hours on it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Is that why you're a streamer right now?
No, I don't stream as much. I want to
You
stream.
should stream your games if you're already playing so much.
I haven't been playing recently. I think because cons are coming back. So,
That's true.
yeah. But I want to. I really want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully I will be streaming soon. Maybe I already started streaming. There's this game I really want to play. Like there are a few games related to yokai, and I really want to
Seems
play
really fun.
Okami again. So yeah, I have it on my computer. I just haven't.
I love the
played it.
Okami artworks too.
It's very pretty, very nice.
Yeah. If you have any games that you play right now and you really want to recommend it to us, let us know. Not sure if we have time on hand.
I will find time.
She
so-
will. I will have to be persuaded by her, probably.
Or maybe I don't know. Like if one day if one day I stream and
I'll
you're
go
free,
over and
I'll-
disturb
yeah.
her.
Yeah, maybe then we can like sit down and play together. Or
That's
something.
true, that's
Yeah,
true.
because Yeah, so I have a PC and a Switch and a PS4. So yeah, I mean,
I want to play Overcooked. Every time I go to someone's house with like Overcooked, I will play Overcooked.
I don't have Overcooked.
Oh no.
I got Mario Kart though.
Okay, go and buy Overcooked.
I
Christmas gift, and then we can play together.
But you don't have a Switch account, so if you want to get, you have to get the physical.
Yeah,
you have to get the physical game. Because I always buy digital games.
Okay. Alright, we'll see how.
Maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, if you guys like what Sarah said, if you guys have any recommendations, or like, is there a game that you really enjoy?
iPad games.
Like maybe iPad games for Sarah.
Not Genshin. I know about Genshin.
Are you okay with gacha games?
I'm okay, but yeah, like I'm more focused on gameplay because like I won't spend on the gacha.
Oh, you have the discipline.
I don't like spending too much money on like games.
Okay. But will you pay for the game?
Yeah. If it's like a one-time, I would pay for a game.
Okay.
Like Final Fantasy, like I would pay for it, man.
When was the last Final Fantasy game?
I can't remember, don't ask me. But I played one and it was on my phone.
Which one?
I don't know, like long time ago, and I had a very fun time playing it.
Which one was it?
I don't
Which
know,
one
it's
was
some
on the phone?
It's a mobile phone one where like you just
phone?
like go and kill monsters.
There's a mobile phone
You
Final
walk
Fantasy.
around. Yeah, it was quite fun.
Oh, I need to go and see what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much
for watching
watching
and hearing us talk about games. If you relate to any of the games that we played, like Maple Story, Gunbound, Audition, let us know. Which one were you good at?
I feel like this dates us a lot. Like
it's okay.
our generation of
everyone
games.
knows it already. Yeah. So okay, we'll see you in the next episode. I don't know what we're gonna talk about yet, but probably about conventions, cause like cons are coming back and we'll be busy with it in the next months.
And by conventions we mean like just basically our experiences, because we will be boothing quite a lot.
Bit, and
we have quite a few. So
we're very excited too.
Yeah, so we'll just talk about our experiences after.
Yeah. Okay. See you next episode. Bye bye.
Bye.